So coming into a comfortable position for our practice of Yoga Nidra inspired by the earth element. If you're lying on your front, making sure that all of your needs for comfort are met. If you're lying on your back, doing the same. If there's any adjustment that you need to make, that's fine. Be as you need. It can be helpful to be quite steady and slow when moving the body, so that it's a lovely thing to return to stillness. And inviting the weight of the body to soften down into the earth. A true homecoming after our busy day, or taking pause out of our day to come home to ourselves. As if the earth of the body can't help but delight in the earth herself, like an act of recognition, earth to earth. And just noticing if there's any holding on in the body. And can you gently and kindly invite it to soften and let go? Becoming aware of the soft flow of the breath. Breathing all the way in. Flowing all the way out. Almost like water flowing in little streams throughout the landscape of the body. The earth element is steady, has steadiness at its very core. Mother Earth is spinning thousands of miles an hour, and yet we don't notice because it is constant and steady. A constant, steady breath. Moving calmly. Predictably. Comfortably. So bringing our awareness to our navel. Just spending a few breaths, breathing from the navel down the legs into the toes and back. The ebb and flow of deep relaxation, caressing the legs, the feet, the toes. And then coming back to the navel, and breathing into the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the throat, the head. Soothing the upper body with the ebb and flow of the breath. And then breathing both into the toes, into the fingertips, into the crown of the head, and returning on the exhale to the navel. So with a steady curiosity, taking care to breathe down the legs, through the ankles, the soles of the feet, into the toes and back, and up the chest, into the shoulders, along the arms to the fingertips, up the throat, into the head, into the crown of the head, and back to the navel, and just being quite applied with that. Spending time being curious, noting the sensation as it flows. And imagining Mother Earth gently spinning on her axis. You might like to imagine that we're watching her in space, from space. Or you might prefer to imagine yourself simply as you are, on her just now. So our awareness is ebbing and flowing with the breath, to the toes, to the fingers, to the crown of the head, and coming back to the navel. And yet in our mind, we can picture the beautiful blue and green of Mother Earth. Each one of us, children of the earth. What is it like to feel truly nourished? If we, for a moment, try and imagine the sheer creative force in play throughout the whole of Mother Earth. Something so vast is beyond our imagining. And then imagining, what is it like when we ourselves each feel nourished? What is it like when I am nourished? Just exploring that sense of feeling at home and truly nurtured. The macrocosm and the microcosm. Each of us with that creative force to nurture ourselves. Gently ebbing and flowing with each and every breath to the very tips of our toes, to the very tips of our fingers, to the very tip of our nose. Settling for a while back in the belly and just noticing the warmth. And then as we begin to come back into this present moment, aware of ourselves lying on the floor, aware of the sensations of the body in contact with the floor, with the earth. You may wish to offer your future self something that can nourish and nurture you. So offering that just now with kindness. And then starting to deepen the breath in the body, bringing little movements into the edges of the body, into the hands, into the feet, maybe running the tongue around the teeth. And deepening and lengthening the breath, so perhaps it's even a little louder. And so if you're lying on your front, just slowly coming back into a delicious child's pose. Knees wide, toes touching, bringing the hips back towards the heels, forehead resting down on the mat or in your hands. And if you're lying on your back, you may wish to stretch the body out and then make the body really small and hug the knees. And then without too much disturbance, just bringing yourself to a more upright, a more alert and awake position. This practice of Yoga Nidra, inspired by the earth element, is now over. This practice is now finished. Thank you very much for listening.